The Ant program has some options you can use on the command line, and you can see a list of those options this way. When Ant runs, it gets its instructions from a build file. The default name for this file is build.xml, but you can use any name you like by specifying a file name on the command line. It is an XML file, but it doesn't have a DTD defining its tags. Well, there is part of one, but it's known to be incomplete and in error. Besides, it's common for folks to add their own capabilities to customize Ant to their own environments, so a general Ant DTD is probably not possible. Let me show you a simple example of a build file. The main tag is called project or project. Inside the main tag is a collection of target tags. This example has just one, but there can be several of them. The project tag has one required attribute, the default name of a target. You can override this setting from the command line, but this is the target that will be built by Ant. You can optionally assign a name to the whole thing, and you can optionally specify the directory name to be used as the starting path for all file names. The main body of the build file is the list of target tags. The only required attribute is the name. Every tag must have a name so it can be referred to from other tags. This one is specified as the default for the entire build document. This example has a description attribute. There are other attributes such as dependencies, and I'll be showing you how those are used in an upcoming example. This tag defines one task. This is an echo task. Some tasks compile programs, create directories, create jar files, and so on. This task simply echoes the message string defined on the attribute. Now, here's what it looks like when it runs. Each target name is listed as it's executed. Here, you can see that better in a build file with more than one target. This is a single file with a number of targets. The default target is specified as show props, so Ant will, by default, execute only that one target. But this target depends on another target, the one named declared props. So this one will try to execute first, but it won't do anything until after this other one has executed. Here is the declared props target, but it depends on two other targets, time props and setup. And here is the time props target. It doesn't depend on any other targets, so it will just execute. The first task in this target is tstamp. It doesn't have any attributes set for it, so it takes its default action of setting the values for dstamp, tstamp, and today. These variables can be used to build file names and such, but they are used in this example as variables having their values displayed in an echo task. Dstamp contains the year and date in numeric form, tstamp contains the current hour and minute in numeric form, and today is the current date with the name of the month spelled out. Okay, that's what happens first. Now, if you remember, the declare ops target is also dependent on the setup target. The only thing that happens in this task is a couple of property names are identified. Each one is given a name and character string to serve as its value. After those two, this target is now ready to execute. It executes by echoing two lines of text to the screen. Now, these two lines of text display the values of the properties set in the setup target. Now, you may have noticed that the order of the targets in the file doesn't matter. What does matter is the order in which they execute, and that order is determined by the dependencies. Now that all these dependencies have been satisfied, this final target, or the first target, depending on how you look at it, can be executed and execute its tasks to finish the build. This target has just 4 echo tasks in it to demonstrate the values that are inside the built-in property definitions. You can define any properties you like, but these come already defined for you. Here's what happens when it runs. As you can see, the target names are listed in the order in which they are executed. This should give you an idea of the basic structure and operation of a build file. All that you need now is to add some tasks that do things like compile Java programs, build WAR files, copy WAR files to a server. I'll show you how to build and deploy a simple application in the next lesson.